Today I will be talking about insights. When you have that kind of insight like, oh, I just realized something about life and about myself and I feel like this insight made me grow. What that experience is and how you can switch that experience from actually being stuck in thought, making that experiencing, making you believe your thoughts even more, to instead switch it to a place of grounding into experience, into consciousness. So, for example, you might have an insight into like why you're behaving a certain way or why somebody else is acting a certain way. And a thought arises that explains your insight. And there's a strong sense of, oh, I need to hold on to this insight. Like this thought made me grow. This thought is a new piece of information that I will use in the future in certain situations to protect myself or to make me act in a more mature way perhaps, or a more loving way, or a more free way. But the thought is just another attachment. It's something to hold on to that is just going to limit your way of being, and it's going to get you stuck in thought instead of being relaxed and natural in what's going on. Instead of that, realize that your consciousness has switched to a new place. And that new place gives rise to a new set of thoughts and emotions. Just like when you were a child and something happened, you reacted as a child. A childish set of thoughts and beliefs arose in you, which was natural for that age. But as an adult, a new set of thoughts and emotion will arise in the same situation. And that is because your consciousness now perceives life from a new point of view. And this, why is this important? What does this matter? But that is because instead of holding on to a thought, the experience switches to one of discovery who you are, who you've grown into. And there's also a grounding into the person or the experience you're having, which has perhaps then grown from the previous place. So for example, if you used to be, say you're insecure about trying a new sport, for example, and you're insecure about going to that place alone, you perhaps needed a friend to go with you or something like that. That was just an idea of being unsafe. When you felt the need to, when you're connected, when you believe your thoughts. But as you grow and you will start letting go of attachments to security, perhaps something has happened and you realize that you are okay with something going wrong, or you're okay with being an outsider or not being accepted by the group. And so you no longer need to feel that attachment, that explanation to why it's okay for you to be who you are in a certain situation. Instead, you accept whatever arises. And that is just a switch in consciousness. But to allow that growth to truly happen is to identify with the new place you're experiencing life from, instead of experiencing it as a set of thoughts and that you cling on to, that helps you, that protects you from life. Because the journey of life is really a set of triggers. Triggers are really just events or things or things that happen that creates fear in you, which you then feel the need to protect yourself from. And these are what people usually refer to when they talk about the ego, is like these fearful responses to certain situations. And to go beyond the fearful responses is to, instead of going for that ultimate placebo of believing you are your thoughts and emotion, is to let go of them and start perceiving life from a place of consciousness. And to do that switch is to constantly look beyond thought and emotion, to look to consciousness, to explore what's going on with you, to explore like, that's interesting, I'm completely different now, I think differently, I react differently. And instead of clinging on to that as a new set of thoughts and ideas about who you are now, keep just exploring, explore the place, explore your consciousness, and And that is really the end goal, because we will all have, people talk about karma, like this set of thoughts and ideas and fears that's going on within us. And there is no possibility to know what's going on in the future, or trying to cling on to like, I know my path. Like, let go of all that and just step into another place of experiencing life from. And that is to look beyond thoughts and emotion. Look to the person experiencing these thoughts and emotions. How is that consciousness set? What kind of values do that consciousness still cling on to? And be curious about them. The curiosity will give you a deeper sense of understanding to why it is going on. Because if we look at thoughts and emotion, emotion have a natural tendency that creates a sense of helplessness towards whatever you're feeling. Because of course you're feeling that. Of course you're upset somebody was rude to you. Of course you're happy when you get a promotion at a job. And thoughts have a guilty sense to them, like I'm thinking these thoughts, like I am choosing to think these thoughts. There's a more attachment to that. There's a kind of a skill, there's an intelligence that I own, that's me. But really the thoughts are just like emotions. They just arise as a response to a certain situation. And what thoughts arise strictly comes from what kind of values you have, what kind of story you have about yourself, what your belief is about what's going on. The understanding that thoughts and emotion are just natural responses, that you're really helpless, you can't decide what to think. Thoughts just arise within you. Once you start understanding that that's how thoughts and emotion work, they kind of lose their power a bit. It's not as easy to attach to them and be like, yeah, this is really my thought and I'm so smart and I really thought about this. It doesn't quite work like that. And then instead get curious, but who am I to think this? Who am I to have these thoughts arise? And who am I to actually believe in these thoughts? What does that say about my set of values, beliefs, view upon the world? Is it a loving world I'm viewing? Or do I feel free to have these emotions? Or do I feel constricted and weak and helpless towards this? Am I upset and angry? Am I stuck in emotions that I don't want to experience? And then instead of trying to fix these things, just keep going with curiosity and explore what's going on, who you are. This direction of consciousness towards your consciousness, beyond thoughts and emotion, will start to increase the sense of you being consciousness, that you're having this experience. It will ground you into any kind of growth you've experienced. It will make you release the clinging to feelings and thoughts as if they are you, as if they are your own, as if they are important. The intelligence of thoughts will simply arise from the place that you are experiencing the world from. So you can relax. The insights are there. Enjoy the experience of an insight. Enjoy it as a sense of like, oh, this is so interesting. I'm actually different now, and be curious about it. It's a fun process, but don't cling on to the thoughts as if they are you, as if you need to hold on to this new insight. This insight is now a part of you. You are experiencing life from a new point of view. Enjoy it and relax and let go.